Good morning. Say goodbye to the mountains. Stoney Nakoda Resort Casino. There's a Esso car lock behind that, and that's where I spent the night. Oh, it looks like some trucks actually sleep at the casino parking lot too. Cool. Good to know. I would have stopped a lot earlier last night, but I couldn't find a parking spot. The place I was going to stay, a little
Highway 1
rest area in Banff, and that one was full of trucks already, so I just had to keep driving. And this Esso actually was full as well, but I played Make a Space. It's always a fun game to play. To make a point not to look at the driver. I might have said some inappropriate things as I was leaving the Esso parking lot, driving down the road there. He just went blazing out of the parking lot and cut me off. I just had to hit the brakes. It's like, hey, look both ways. There's a truck coming here. And there's a pullet over here too. Gotta try to memorize some of these. Although it probably was completely full last night as well. It was probably, as far back as he's parked, it was probably full. They need some more pullouts. I get it's a national park, and if you make pullouts, it'll be filled with RVs in the summer. I don't know the solution to that. But they need more pullouts. So I got half a tank of fuel, 3 hours of drive time left. I just woke up and just left, but it's 9 o'clock here already, because I started late yesterday because my appointment was at 9. I could drive a lot later in the day. Like I said, I didn't intend to drive that late. I drove past midnight, Alberta time anyway. It's almost 1 o'clock. And I actually went over my hours of service by 2 minutes. I had stopped already, but I was doing my post trip, so my post trip went over my hours of service. I know, terrible, terrible. I could have just gone straight to off duty, but I don't like doing my post trip. If I've got a flat tire or something very wrong, I'd like to know before I go to bed. especially on the weekend. If there's anything wrong with a truck, I like to have it fixed before I start driving next week. The sun should be up by now, but maybe it is just behind thick clouds. Yeah, the road stayed nice and dry all day yesterday. There's no wet roads, no snow. There's a little bit of snow on Rogers Pass, but not bad. Like the roads were dry. Quite uneventful, which I was happy with. Quite happy with that. The only bad part was I drove through the Rockies at night when I couldn't see them. They're such beautiful mountains and I didn't get to see them. If I get loaded today, I'll probably drive through them again in the dark. It is what it is, especially in winter, days are shorter. A little bit of snow dusting here and there in the ditches. Nothing too fancy. I don't know if snow is fancy. I got nothing exciting to tell you guys. Oh, there's some horses out of the fence there. That might be dangerous. So I'll blaze through these foothills, head north to Red Deer. Anything exciting that happens, I'll add those clips, but other than that, I'll wait till we're unloaded and let you know, or maybe once I'm unloaded or loaded, and let you guys know what the plans are for the rest of the day. I know it's not super exciting when there's not much to see, not much to talk about. I haven't read any questions on YouTube, because last night I just parked, went to sleep, today morning woke up and started going again. So I haven't had time to look at social media, so I don't have any answers or questions to answer. You guys prefer it if there's some exciting going on, so. But I don't mind a boring day. That means nothing's going wrong. Nothing going wrong days are good days. Very good days. Looks like we got a bit of a snowstorm here. that cube van, when it passed us, it sure was leaning over quite a bit. Even I can see just slightly tilting. It is so windy from the side that that cube van's in danger of flipping over. I just slowed down and gave it a little more room. It's like, don't want that to happen right in front of me. Uh-oh. A big rig passing the cube van. That means there'll be no air pushing against it and all of a sudden full air pushing against it. It's definitely dog walking. The rear tires are not following the front tires. It's definitely getting pushed over. I would be nervous in that vehicle. Very, very nervous. Not a lot of snow, but it's very windy. It's a crosswind. It is so windy that an airplane could probably land going backwards. That's how windy it is. Short takeoff, short landing? Yeah. Like a helicopter, it can land on any spot it wants in this kind of wind. Luckily we got stone. It's not super large, so the center of gravity is fairly low, so we're in no danger of rollover, but empty cube vans are in serious danger right now. Empty van trailers. Definitely a dangerous highway. It's +3 outside, so that snow could hit the highway and melt and then refreeze at any time, so it could turn very slippery very suddenly here. Definitely tugging me back and forth. It's hard to maintain the lane. I wasn't expecting this today. It's okay. Makes the day a little more interesting. Let's hope it doesn't get too interesting. Definitely getting more snow. No drifting snow yet because there's none on the ground, but I mean, you see little drifts here and there that just go right across the highway, but almost look like little mirages on the road. That's not good, it's melting onto the windshield. Only on the driver's side, passenger side's fine. Just the way it's hitting the windshield on that corner, aerodynamics. As long as it doesn't get sticky and stick to the wipers, or freeze to the wipers. I have no air going over the windshield, trying to keep it cooler, but if all of a sudden starts sticking, I'll have to turn the heat way up, blow air over the windshield. GPS says 74 kilometers from Red Deer, north of Calgary. So I didn't say where we were on the first video clip. On the first video clip, we were eastbound on Highway 1 towards Calgary. Now we are northbound on Highway 2 towards Red Deer. Wow. I'm like, I saw something in my mirror. I'm like, what is that? Something's dangling from the bottom of my trailers. It's just my tire chains are, it's so windy that they're getting waved all over the place. Crazy. Never seen that before. A wide load, empty wide load. Lots of those here in Alberta, usually not this far south, but must be picking up a load in Calgary, bringing it up north, or from the US, who knows. Northern Alberta has a lot of those wide load, many axle trailers. So we're unloaded. Nice, easy, straightforward unload. I had to back into the yard, but there's still a spot I could pull across the street and then back in. It worked out pretty good. And now we're headed to Cochrane to load there. That load's going to Armstrong. And if they load me in a reasonable rate here, reasonable speed here in Cochrane, I should be able to make it to Armstrong tonight. We shall see. Then I suspect tomorrow I'll get a Lavington to Spokane run, stop at home. 90% weight, good to know. I'm empty, but wouldn't want to come back this way full. So we are on highway, we're not on a highway, we're on Big Hill Spring Road, westbound of Airdrie. It's a bit of a shortcut to Cochrane. My GPS originally said to go to Calgary, take Highway 1 and then go back north to Cochrane. I'm like, nah, I think we'll go around this way. This seems more of a straight direction. It's slower speed limits, but it's definitely a lot shorter. Looks like the snow from today morning has left some snow on the roads. The road, or not on the roads, but in the fields and ditches. The roads are a little bit wet.
Continue on Big Hill Springs Road.
Yeah, speed limit is only 80 here, but it's okay. I've been on this road before, many years ago, when I came and worked at Airdrie for a week. Helped finish building the Walmart there. I think I actually did some training. I think I was training the new receiver or something like that. I can't quite remember. Definitely looking stormy towards the mountains. Can't see the mountains. Normally you should be able to see the mountains from here. Way in the background. I don't know, I'll look when we're at the top of a hill. Oh, we got a stop sign. Stop sign ahead. So many farmers have their crop just laying on the field. Spring came too late and fall came too early, or winter came too early, and too much rain in fall. A lot of farmers are in trouble. I was watching Millennial Farmers and they're harvesting. It's going, our crops are too wet to harvest, but we need to harvest. Could go there, but time it takes for a Super Bee to get across the highway, we'll wait for the semi to get past us. Oh, here it says we're on Highway 567. Yeah, I see some foothills, but I don't see mountains. They're all covered by the clouds. Mountains are in the clouds. GPS says we'll get to the lumber mill here in Cochrane at 2:30. Hopefully they're open till 3 or 3:30 and they don't close at 2:30, because that would be bad. My dispatch said to be there by 1:30, but just physically not possible. I haven't had lunch yet, but I got a late start, so I should be okay. Once I'm loaded, I'll have lunch. I did have to stop and get fuel. I was too low. Hello, Mr. RCMP. No, not RCMP. Police officer, but not RCMP. I think Alberta has a lot of their own police, not under the RCMP umbrella. This one says 100. Did I miss 100 earlier? Because there's no 80 on the other side. Maybe at the stop sign there's 100 that I missed? Someone go back on the video and look if I missed 100 somewhere. I'd much rather be going 100 than 80. It's actually quite a beautiful day here in the prairies. I know there's a storm there, but it's plus 4. If it weren't for the wind, it would be a really nice day out here, at least in the sun. I was going to pull out my thick jacket when I was unloading, and it's like, nope, just my thin spring jacket will do just fine. I was even sweating in that. But it is very windy. Which way are we going? Turning to the left. So watch for the lack of wind gusts. Fighting the wind, and all of a sudden you go down into a valley and no wind. If you're not paying attention on a motorcycle, that gets a little sketchy. Yeah, roads are pretty wet here. If it freezes, well, no, not if, when it freezes tonight, these roads are going to be very slippery. like a towel. Someone lost their towel. Anyway, let's see what we get for a load and go from there. Let's see what's over the next hill though. Looks like the oil wells are not pumping. Oh, this one over here ahead of us is pumping. Yeah, that one there, it's an old one, but it's pumping. Definitely some bumpy roads. Hey, over the hill, there's another hill. All right, I'm loaded here in Cochrane, headed to Armstrong. My paperwork away. Overheard one forklift driver talking to the other, going, "Well, he put so many straps on there. Where we're going to put the top layer?" It's like, bunch of moving vehicles here. Let's just make sure none of them are going in places I intend to go. Okay. So I just walked up and said, just put the bundles on the very back of both of the trailers. 4 bundles on each. Don't worry, I've got the straps to take care of that. My winches actually work on the passenger side. So many trailers, the winches on the passenger side get completely seized up and locked up and rusted. At least once a week I go and rotate and turn all the winches on the trailer. They didn't all work when I first got the trailers. I had to play with them and work with them, but they all work. Every single winch on this trailer works. So when you get a funny load like this with a bunch of short bundles, I got 41 bundles, 42 bundles. Not 42, 40 bundles. Looking at the paperwork here, 40 bundles. They're all 2x4s, short bundles. Take our time here. Can I make this turn? Let the pedestrian go first. Might be a little tricky. Gotta wait for a red light on the right hand side and then hope there's a gap on the left hand side. Or just go right now.
In 1 kilometer, turn left on Highway 22.
I gotta turn left, so I might as well stay in this left lane, huh? There's my sunglasses. Now we've got to head south to Highway 1 and go all the way to, where are we going? Sycamoose, and then south to Armstrong on 97. Yeah, forklift driver goes, oh, they say 40 bundles. It's like, I don't think we can get all 40 on. He goes, what I'll do is I'll put all 40 on and then see where we have to take some off. Not only do I have lots of straps, I also got all 40 bundles on. I am hot now. It's just +3 outside, but I'm sweating. One of the straps broke on me. That wasn't very nice feeling on the knees.
Turn left at the traffic light.
It's like that last push, tighten up that strap nice and tight, and snap! I'm sitting on the ground and I'm like, yeah, that sucks. Luckily that ended pretty good. My knees aren't bruised or anything. It just was a bit of a shock. I don't even feel my knees now, but it just was not a pleasurable experience. I guess I should signal, huh? So I need a new strap. Always carry 2 extra straps just in case one rips on me. So now I only have 1 extra strap.
Continue on Highway 22.
Highway 22. Caution, watch for vehicles on bridge. Is that really what the sign said? Okay. Hey, watch out, there might be vehicles on the bridge. Climbing lane. Interesting terms. Climb out of this valley, be back at the top. Logging trucks, next 10 kilometers. Long, wide loads. Yeah. I seem to be in a sarcastic mood. Definitely a heavy load. We won't be going over the mountains as fast as our last load. Where's our first scale? I want to... Oh, there might be a scale right here by Cochrane. Yeah, I think I'll do read my weights and look at my gauges. I think it's the most weight I've ever put on the rear trailer. So I kind of want to just double check to make sure the numbers are where I think they are. I know we just did that earlier in the week, but whenever I have a load like this that's near or dead on to max weight, I like to check. My drives might be a little bit underweight, maybe just a little bit. I could get them to shuffle around more, but I think the roads will be okay. My bridge is near max weight. I think I could have taken another half bundle on my drives. Light. Let's show me some green. It's like, do I start slowing down? It was red when I came over the hill. Yes, it's green. Now, will it turn red before we get there again? Almost up to speed. I think we'll be okay. The Alberta lights here seem to last they're longer lights. Longer greens, longer reds. Now when we were loading, I was facing a little bit uphill, so even with that, I think we'll still be underweight on the drives. Hopefully not too much underweight. So when we hit the scale, this is kind of what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for, let's say, 15,500 on the bridge. 23,500 on, oh no, 15,500 on the drives, 23,500 on the bridge, and probably 16,750 on the pup. You guys write that down? 15,500 on the drives, 23,500 on the bridge, and 16,750 on the pup. We still have a few minutes before I get to the scale. It looks like it might be snowing a little bit towards Banff. Probably won't have an opportunity to shoot any videos in the mountains because the bright sun. Well, maybe if the clouds cloud over, I might get to shoot some video. The roads are nice and dry here. Trying to think, where can I sleep tonight? Armstrong. I don't know any good spots there. Maybe later on when I take half an hour for supper, I'll Google map it and see if I can find a reasonable place to park. on, climb, climb, climb. We're only 2 kilometers away from Highway 1. Hopefully there's a scale there like I remember. Still can't see any mountains. There should be mountains right in front of us. Especially kind of to the right hand side. Should be big mountains there. I mean, there's some small ones there, but there should be huge mountains there.
West toward Banff.
At least these construction signs are a little more permanent. They enforce the construction speeds with cameras, and sometimes they just have these temporary little signs on little aid bracket post type of things, and they fall over, and then 2 months later you get a speeding ticket in the mail and you didn't even know you were speeding.
On the right to Highway 1 West toward Banff.
It's not worth to drive all the way or fly all the way to Calgary to go fight it in court, because it's cheaper just to pay for the ticket. Even if you have dash cam footage proving that there was no speed limit sign, it's not worth driving all the way here to fight it, so they know that. Flashing lights for the scale.
Continue on Highway 1.
Petro Pass here, and a Petro Canada. I hope I go over the scale. There's a cattle trailer kind of parked in the way. I should be able to. I'll have to turn for the pup maybe, but should be okay. Five, 7:30. That's the steers. What did I say? 15,500. Oh, a little heavier than that. Cool. 16,1. Nope. Settling at 16,220. This one I said 23,500. Hopefully we're not that much heavier. Oh, I'm lighter. Maybe. Yeah, 23,040. Lighter than. I didn't actually do the math. I'm sure if I had done the actual math, these numbers would be more accurate. Okay. Come on. Don't slide backwards on me. Nice and settled here. 16. .540. Cool. I'm going to jump out and write down the gauges. We're in the Rockies. I was going to start recording earlier, but I was on the phone with Jess, and she wouldn't stop talking. My fault for calling her, right? Beautiful lake. It's frozen over. It's +3 out. Still frozen over though. Little island in the lake there. So there's actually pullouts. Quite a few pullouts like this, going westbound, but none going eastbound. That's why I had such trouble finding a place to sleep. Well, there was one going eastbound in Banff, or just west of Banff. And of course, it was full of trucks because I was the only one there. And then in Canmore here, there's a big visitor center, lots of room for RVs to park, but they got huge signs everywhere, no overnight parking, so that doesn't work. Well, Canmore's in Alberta, so I don't know how the laws affect truckers in Alberta. I know in BC, if it says no overnight camping or parking, big rigs are allowed to. If we're running out of hours, we are allowed to park there. Just for the 8 hours to reset, and then we're gotta go again. But we're allowed to park there for 8 hours. Beautiful mountains. Now, during the day, you don't really get to see Canmore. You can see a little bit of Canmore, but you never get to see Banff. But at night yesterday, coming through with all the lights lit up, you can see Banff spread out quite far. It's like, that's a bigger town than it looks like. Definitely more snow here today than yesterday. Yesterday it was all just dry, nothing around at all. one's flats. Once again, westbound, there's a Husky truck stop here. I don't know if there's a card lock. Maybe in the back, I doubt it. Doesn't look like it, but you could park there. But once again, we're westbound, not eastbound. And I pulled into a couple of these exit ramps. I'm like, well, I'm just going to park on the side of the road. They're all so narrow, you can't park on the side. Shoulders of the ramps are so narrow that there's no way you could safely park there. I love the Rocky Mountains. Welcome to Canmore. And trust me, the video does not do these mountains any justice. Seeing them in photos and videos is nothing at all compared to real life. Definitely a majestic, awesome view. I got a pretty cool job. I think I kind of like my job. Yeah. I'd even go with I love my job. Yeah, I think so. I think so. I just think they got something magical about them this time of year. You get that fresh snow on top of the mountains. I guess the best way to describe the difference between the video and real life, in the video you see small mountains in the background. I mean, they're big mountains, but in real life they're right here, close up. The video doesn't do justice how big and how close they are to you. Give this car our brake. Nobody behind us, so we'll let them go. Now either the car needs to speed up and get past me or let me back in. Looks like they're letting me back in. Silver Tip Resort. Sun is certainly bright. Yeah, Jess's aunt is learning how to drive long-haul trucking. She's hired with a company that you have to have 6 months, ride for 6 months with a trainer. So unfortunately, her first trainer they gave her was a little cray-cray. Keeps messing with the logbook, keeps driving under her aunt's. The trainer keeps driving on her aunt's login on the e-log, and then illegally bypassing scales while driving under somebody else's name. So the trainee gets the ticket at the next scale. So she called the company and said, I'm done with this trainer. So they gave her a new trainer. And apparently the company's going to pay for the ticket. They should make the other driver pay for the ticket. Is this another lane, or is this an exit lane? Okay, we're good. They should make the other driver pay for the ticket, because the other driver, she's the one that did the illegal action. Either way, they're still going to be on your personal record, at least for a couple of years. Oh, it certainly made me quite angry. We're at the entrance. Hey, Ontario plates. Banff National Park. What What is Ontario plates doing? They're going to bypass the gates as well. Okay, so they're just traveling through. Basically, if you're going to stop in Banff, you got to go through the gates and pay for a park fee. Kind of go by the honor system here. If you're just going to pass right through the park, you can bypass the gates. Ontario, we're in Banff National Park now. I would watch my speed. Okay, all of you too. They enforce the speed limits here quite a bit. So we've seen Washington, obviously BC and Alberta, and Ontario so far. In the summer you can see plates from all over Canada and US in national parks that are this famous. Now, having said that, I said they kind of go by the honor system. They do have park officers that go around checking if you have a ticket on your windshield if you do pull over into any of the parks. Boardwalks, well, hiking paths and campgrounds. All the above. Any reason to leave the highway, you better have a park pass on you. Looks like it's snowing quite a bit there ahead of us. Don't think we'll drive that direction. We might get a little bit of snow here on the edge. That's more towards Lake Louise. Just thinking you guys pass me and then slow down. Not a big fan of that. Yeah, I think we'll bypass the snowstorm. Up that way, we're going into the clear weather. I think that's the direction we're going. We're going a little more to the left side. Yeah, GPS shows we're going more to the left side. More of that direction. We're headed this direction, into those mountains there. predict we'll drive through a little bit of it. I think we're going more to the left. I'm starting to second guess that. We might be going straight into that snowstorm. The mountain disappears into the clouds. Every time I glance down to the camera screen, I'm disappointed in what I'm seeing in real life versus the camera. It's like real life is just so much cooler. There's some hoodoos here on the right hand side. Looks like a water tower. I'd say that's a water tower. Just said that where I'm going in Armstrong, there is a little pullout where people park right at the destination. It's like, do I go for it? If somebody else is parked in that pullout, I'm kind of in trouble. If not, I'm right there for in the morning, tomorrow morning, ready to go. Purchase park pass. So even if you drove through the gate and now decide, hey, I want to actually stop, you can actually purchase park passes here in Banff. The actual town. Townville. So is it a town or a village? Oh, here's a couple of snowflakes. I saw a couple of them. So we're right on the edge of that big snowfall that we saw further back. There's more snowflakes. And unfortunately, we're going to be driving into the sun now. This is going to be another long video, isn't it? Make sure you tell me if you made it to the end. Unfortunately, we're going to be driving into the sun here now, so I think I'll call it. Beautiful Rockies. Always absolutely beautiful driving through Jasper and Banff. If you have an opportunity to take Highway 16 or Highway 1 through the mountains, well worth your time. And then if you can take the highway from Jasper down to Banff, the Glacier Parkway, whew, What a beautiful drive that is. Yep. It is well worth getting a park pass and spending some time in this park, in these couple parks here. So thank you guys for watching. See you guys tomorrow. I'm kind of hoping it'll be a simple run, pick up a load and head home, have a long weekend, but I might have a run to Klesnikov and then from Klesnikov home, right? So we'll see. We will see. Because I could go for a nice relaxing weekend at home. Hit that thumbs up, and remember, let me know if you made it all the way to the end of this, again, long video.